What is up, YouTube? A little live stream today. I'm excited about this one because today we are testing and actually setting up, no, not even testing, tested a lot. We're setting up my own account inside of Cellcath, which is the software that I have been building in public here on the channel. So I'm excited about this because I actually get to use it for myself. I built this for myself as well as many other creators in my circle that I know have similar issues, so I cannot wait to start using this. We're gonna stream the actual setup here. Got our music dialed in. We're on a blank slate. I have just logged in. I have put in the info for my first offer, which had to do the meta, right? Set up the offer for Cellcath on Cellcath, of course. Let's get down to it. Now, first things first, I actually just deployed a new commit with a quick update. Let's see if that hit yet. And the whole purpose of that was to have a search bar here in the canvas. Beautiful. So now, and when because we've got a lot of widgets and there's going to be a lot more that I'm adding, because the whole idea is that everything's completely customizable. Now, I can come in here, and if I need an idea widget, I can go ahead and grab it. If I want a Kanban board, grab it. Social queue, grab it. Beautiful. While we do this, I'm going to go ahead and run our next commit inside of Cloud Code, and we'll get that working while we build. All right, so like I said, I'm very excited because now I actually get to set up my own accounts here inside of the tool that I've been building for a very long time. Now, I already did a couple things this morning just because I had a few to-dos I didn't want to forget, so we're going to go ahead. We did our morning emails, we did our posts, we did our newsletter. Still need to do all these things. Okay. So I think where I'm going to start is, let's head to integrations. And let's see. All right, I'm in incognito. All right, so I'll connect the meta stuff later. I'll connect the meta ads and meta account later. I'm doing this in incognito window because I was doing it for testing. So I'm not going to go and sign up for meta and all that, but, or sign in. We'll do that after. I don't have any ads running yet anyways, so we'll get that all linked up before we get our ad campaigns going. So we've actually been driving a good amount of organic traffic. We've got users joining, users signing up, already getting results, which is a beautiful thing. So I already set up on the onboarding the funnel tracking. And now I just set it up late last night, so there's not a whole ton of data here just yet, but you can see it's tracking in real time, and I set up the VSL tracking. So we've got a good play rate. We probably need to work on our average watch rate and our completion rate, but this is also only on there are 23 views, so it's really not a whole lot of data to even take into consideration. But what I want to do today is start getting my workspaces set up, start getting my HQ set up. So essentially how this works, and we've got, this guy's being persistent right here. He shouldn't keep showing up. So I'll have to, let me put in a quick bug report. And we'll go ahead and just resolve this while we're here. This is what building in public is all about. Having a bug on the HQ where this particular widget is persistently showing up even after clearing. All right, we'll go ahead and have our agent look into that. Beautiful. All right, so I think what I'm going to do first is actually set up the features, upcoming features queue for Cellcath here in Cellcath. So I'm going to go here on my, where my agent's asking, should we add this to the queue? Add this to the queue. Add this to the queue, and then give me the full queue, as well as a prompt or a commit for Cath to build the entire queue out inside of a Kanban board. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and grab our entire queue that our agent here in Claude's been keeping track of. This way we can actually use it inside of our Cellcath workspace. I'm specifically only talking about the product features queue for things we have upcoming or currently in progress. Leave out any marketing related items, etc. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our entire queue from our Claude agent, which man, is really being a pain. It is not. You need to organize it by category and then list out everything in each category, and then give me the prompt to give Cath to build it all out inside of a Kanban board inside Cellcath. All right, we have a lot of things going on: marketing, upcoming features, whole bunch. So now it's finally giving me the prompt. So what I'm gonna see is so it's writing me out the prompt, basic exactly Cath HQ. It's called product queue and organize the Kanban inside core UX and our infrastructure. All right. So this was something I was testing last night, and let's. So Cath is our assistant. I'm gonna go ahead and give her this substantial workload, and let's see if it's able to execute. The whole idea here is that this tool can, if you prefer, be completely run by voice. So this is, now that we've got the 2.0 launch and it's functional and it's working and people are getting great results, I'm really
Product
focusing.
queue is live.
Beautiful.
13 cards across now, and next later done. Here's how they landed.
All right. And here it is. Awesome. So what I have going on in Claude Code right now is an updated commit where I could basically say to Cath, build me a new workspace and then build this XYZ ABC out in that workspace. Now workspaces, how this works is because you can have all of your offers and switch between your offers. And here's this persistent guy again. Your workspace, which you can have as many canvases as you'd like, right? These stay the same no matter what works, no matter what offer you're on. Right now, obviously, if I'm checking my funnel analytics or my VSL analytics for one offer and then I'm on a different offer, those need to change depending on what offer we're on, which they do. Everything that's specific to the offer changes, but your HQ, which is like your home base, allows you to build out these custom canvases which just stay the same regardless of what offer you're in. So this is where you can always come back. And I built in this right side column. You can put in your own set of widgets. So these are all the canvas widgets. And the canvas, I mean, I'll show you. Like we add a daily brief. Let's add, so, let's see. I don't have anything set up, so we will add that Kanban board that we just built, the product queue. All right, so, and again, part of building in public, right? I'm not seeing those appear here, but point being, the canvas is completely malleable, completely customizable, and then you can also have just a blank canvas. And I'm also seeing a grid here, so we're gonna send these reports in as well to our agent. But point being, canvas is completely customizable. You just click and drag, resize anything you want, how you want, move it around, space it wherever you want. All right, now that grid's gone. Fully customizable. You can have a blank one if you just want to have a nice clean slate. This right-hand column, this always stays regardless of what canvas you're on, right? So I've got my two canvases, which you can just click and name. So these will change, but my right-hand column will always be true. It will always stay the same. And this is where you're going to do stuff like putting your ideas, your to-do list, etc. And we've got separate widgets here for the sidebar. And we're working on integrated social feeds. You can actually get your social feed in here, an integrated news feed. You can filter by topics. If you're into like AI news, you want to know when Fable 5 is finally going to be released, you can go ahead and you can keep track of all of that right here. So that's how these work. Now the workspaces, these are, again, product or offer specific, and these are like mini workspaces that you can set up, right? So if I just want to have a dedicated place for my product queue, I can come in here to my product queue workspace. And this works like any Kanban board should. You can obviously move things around, right? Put things wherever you want. And of course, you can click into this and you have a whole set of widgets, which we will be adding onto, and customization in here. So the idea is that this tool can ultimately be like as simple or as complex as you want it to be inside of your customization. So this is great. We've now got this perfectly. This was another thing I wanted to do. Okay, so the social hub and social planner. And I apologize for the poor connection. I have mentioned this on previous streams. I need a new machine. My old, it's like the M1 or one of the first M-chip Mac Minis. It's trying to run multiple AI agents, a live stream, a ton of different things running across a bunch of different screens. So it's definitely, it's taxed and it shows. All right, we're gonna come in here. Okay, so we've got our, so this is one thing I really want to dial in on, but probably more on the Market with Mark side offer. So I guess this is about as good a time as any to go through the offer setup. Maybe we'll just refresh here, see if we can get this a little more stable. I think once this commit finishes pushing, it should help. There we are. All right, here we go. We're back. Okay, so I want to start planning out like the social planner feature, which Kath, since it knows your offer and everything, it will plan all this out, write all this out for you. So I'm going to do this, I think, actually for my personal brand, Market with Mark. So what I'll probably do here, just a quick little demo stream, is we'll add the new offer, and then I'm going to get into some deep focus mode and probably just get all of this set up. Then I can work way more efficiently all the rest of this week. So adding a new offer, super easy. Unfortunately, it is going to turn our music off, but all we have to do is first paste in our URL. All right, so it knows that our website is Market with Mark. Now, the reason that it's pulling Cellcath as our main offer is because if I go to marketwithmark.com, because this does a detailed scan of your full page, the only thing I have for sale on here is Cellcath right here. So this is just kind of my main catch-all website. And the only thing that's for sale is Cellcath. So that's why the system detected that my offer is Cellcath. And you can see it read the entire thing, and it probably even went to the call to action, which would be cellcath.com, and now it has a full diagnostic or description of the offer. But we're going to actually change this a little bit because I'm just going to make this for my personal brand, Market with Mark. Describe your offer in one sentence. I'm just going to go to my Market with Mark agent over here. Describe Market with Mark brand in one sentence. All right. Market with Mark helps creators, online operators use AI funnels and smarter systems. Yeah, that's fine. No fixed price, free content lead gen. Sure, we'll just leave that Who's this offer for? I'm going to say my agent. Help me answer the following questions in 1 to 2 sentences. Who's this offer for? What is the number one objection prospects raise? And what's the biggest thing not working right now? Which the last one probably, I can probably leave blank. All right. Course creators, course sellers, online operators want to use AI funnels as part. Yeah, looks good. What is the number one objection? Overwhelm. Yep. Not applicable. Order bumps and upsells. Again, not applicable. I'm not going to connect the meta ads right now because I'm not in an incognito window, and then additionally, or I'm in an incognito window, so it works for me, the meta auth, because I'm the admin on the app. We are still waiting for final approval from Meta to get it connected. So I can use it. I can confirm it works. It tracks your meta ads in real time. It's awesome. And it talks to everything else within Cath to remember and find bottlenecks, warn you about bottlenecks, etc. But right now, you do have to enter the numbers manually until Meta approves us. So we got our first correspondence back from them. We have to submit a couple different screen recordings. We'll get it approved for sure. We just have to give them the right stuff. So we're going to leave this blank for now. Continue right here. So when you sign up, which we'll see in a second, it's going to give you a tracking pixel that's going to track your funnel, your VSL, and everything in real time. But obviously, you've just signed up, so it doesn't know any of your data. So if you want, you can actually go ahead and just go to your last 30 days of funnel analytics or whatever time period you want, and you can put it all in manually. You can do the same with your ads. So that way, as soon as you jump in, Cath already kind of knows, oh, wow, like this funnel has a massive bottleneck in the checkout right away. Let's flag that and let's look into that. But we're not going to do that here. Install pixels. Okay, so these are the pixels I was just talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and, which I might have already actually done. I think I actually installed. Oh, no, I didn't. That was for a different page. Okay, so that was a different pixel. So I'm going to go to my agent here that runs my Market with Mark website. I'm going to say install my SellCath pixel. And this is the header pixel. Now, we include this body tracking pixel specifically for our Go High level users, which most are, because it just helps ensure that it can track, recommended for Go High level forwards clicks from GHL's iframe. So it just helps ensure that a GHL will function properly. It should function properly even just with this one, but this one's a good safeguard. But if you're not on GHL, you pretty much only need that header one. But we'll do body code. All right, so this is probably going to take a minute for my agent to send this and then deploy it. Give me a second here. Repaired info. Look at you if you want to try and go with them. All right. Okay. So our agent is deploying these, so we're gonna go ahead, and you can actually see that it's looking for it in real time. So it's waiting for that first signal. So it's going to know when you actually get this thing installed. And now, while it's doing that, we can go ahead and map our pages. And this allows the pixel to know exactly what page is what for the diagnostic tracking, because this whole system is built on the results of a 4+ hour session that I did with Claude, uploading like 2+ years of coaching and diagnostic calls, recordings, transcripts, going through a whole Q&A session, and basically downloading my brain, right? Boom, pixel detected. Cath can see this funnel. Look at that in real time. Let's go. And so basically it's my brain plus all of the proof, all of the real world scenarios, all of the actual KPIs. It knows if you're selling a low ticket offer, what you should be converting at. It knows if you're selling a mid-ticket offer, what you should be converting at, what your upsell percentage should be. It knows all this. So by mapping these pages and telling it that, hey, this page is a sales page and this page is a checkout page, it then is tracking what percent of the people from this page are going to this page. If it does not meet the threshold that it has to meet, it is going to give you a visual, and Kath, the coach, will give you a warning. You've got a bottleneck here. Now, depending on what the traffic looks like, for example, if you've had 10 visitors and nobody's gone to your checkout page, Kath isn't going to say you have a critical error because it knows it's not enough data. It also knows the thresholds of how to measure these KPIs versus the actual data or number of visitors that you've had. So it might be a little nerdy, but I'm super excited about it because this is just a level, like, this solves the problems that the people on the calls I'm on every week are having. All right, so for this page though, this is, and you can see we have, right, the order bumps, the upsells, so it knows the KPIs for all of these depending on the designation. It's going to track them based on how they should be working together. But this is really just a landing page. So not a whole lot to track here. And you know what? And yes, you can add additional funnels as well if you want. Let's go ahead and add my learning center funnel, Learn. So if I go to learn, and you can check this out, it's linked down below, learn.marketwithmark.com. Everything's totally free. You don't even have to opt in. You want to learn how to build a course on anything with Claude, you can click on it and you can check it out. No gate. But I'm going to add this in because I want to track. Right now I'm having to go to like the analytics page for this and then the analytics page for the other one. And I'm having to go to all these different analytics pages to track all these analytics one by one. It's super inefficient. So now I'm just going to be able to go into Cellcath and I could put these all on a HQ widget if I wanted to, and I could just see them all in a second. I could put them in a workspace. I could go to my funnel tracking, which actually I'll try to remember to show this and once we get into the actual dashboard. But Learn. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my agent for the Learn page. I'm going to say install my Cellcath header pixel as well as my body pixel. Send that. Waiting for first signal once again. And then we'll grab our, which by the way, this whole learning center is built directly into Cellcath. You can actually access it right from your HQ. And there will be some Cellcath specific resources I will be adding for sure. All right, so we'll come back here, and this is again just a landing page. So our agent is now looking to deploy and install that. So we'll let it do its thing. Parade plans, 4th of July parade plans. Our town has a great parade that we can walk to from our house, which is nice. So we're going to be meeting up with some friends at the parade. Can't believe it's already almost July. All right, pushed both pixels, waiting for first signal. Let's see. You know, I'll actually pull up the deployment in Vercel Live. Boom. It's funny, both of them finished, like, went green at the same exact time. So literally it's instant. Okay. Awesome. Now we can get back into the dashboard. And we should be good. Remember, we did not link our ads, and we didn't really set up a traditional funnel because this is just for the Market with Mark. So not a whole lot in the form of diagnosis for this, but we should now see our Market with Mark offer. Here it is. And like we said, right, the HQ stays the same, exactly the same, regardless of switching between offers. But the funnel tracking should be unique per offer. Awesome. Exactly as intended. And now if I go to HQ, HQ is the same. Beautiful. So one of the things I was trying to remember earlier, there's a lot that you can do here inside Cellcath. And one thing I always get frustrated or annoyed with, fix my camera, when I'm in something like Go High Level, is since there's so many options, it's easy to get lost and you're like, where's that thing that I'm always looking for? So you can come in here to any of these. So for me, like I'm always on funnel tracking and funnel analyzer. I'm just gonna favorite them. Now they'll show up right at the top. So I can come in here to my VSL analyzer super fast. Come in here to my funnel tracking super fast. And again, we switch offers. Here's this offer. Switch offers, here's this offer. There's no video on this page, which it has detected. But obviously on this page, there is a video. So now it's gonna track. And we can do this with multiple funnels. We can do this with multiple videos. So coming back into our funnel tracking here, here's our heat map. Let's see where people are clicking around. People are going to log in. People are going to buy. Scroll percentages, which personally I think is one of the most underrated analytics that, like, I don't know if I've ever talked to a course creator that's like, yeah, I was looking at my scroll percentage. Point being, because a lot of people tend to put like the real meat and potatoes and the real call to actions at least 30% down on their page. But as you can see, most people don't even reach 25%. So you need to know this, because if your real meat and potatoes is that far down, you're like, oh shoot, like 70% of people are not seeing it. And then the sessions too, right? Coming in here, looking at, so like these are actual users. Awesome. Drop off. So here's where, if you have like all of those different funnel pages mapped, right? Your checkout, your thank you, all that, you'll be able to see exactly like what your drop off rates are. It's going to tell you your biggest leak. And then if I should give me a summary.
Only 12% of visitors scroll to the bottom, meaning most leave before seeing your full offer. Test moving your key CTA above the 25% scroll mark to capture the 88% who never make it further down.
So one thing I still have to set up here is I have to set up actually tracking, because the checkout page is a direct Stripe link, which I can't really just put a pixel on. So I have to do some workaround stuff. That's why it's not tracking anything here. But assuming you were in a funnel where, like, let's say you're on Go High Level or a GHL white label, you have your pixel installed and you mapped my sales page, my checkout, my confirmation, it's gonna take all that data into account and it's gonna tell you where your bottlenecks are. And here's, as I mentioned earlier, the Learning Center is directly in here. There will be some specific courses just for our Cellcath users. All right, well, that's probably all I'm gonna set up here on the stream, because I need to really focus up and lock in to actually start setting this up for my own businesses. The first thing I'm going to set up is going to be the social hub. So I can start scheduling out all of my content. Of course, I'm gonna do it with Cath, or what I'm probably gonna do, because I have a Claude agent that helps me with all that, is I'm gonna get the full current schedule from the Claude agent. I'm just gonna give it to Cath and I'm gonna tell her, hey, put it all in here, sort it by the platform, where it is in our queue, and this of course can be viewed as a calendar as well. All right, it has really come together. I'm super stoked about this end result here, and this is only the beginning. One other really cool thing here before we hop off, the Vibe Builder. I'm excited about this, and once we get through like migrating all our 1.0 users over here, making sure the new 2.0 users are good, and just getting the launch fully settled, working out any kinks here for 2.0, as well as just some other things I need to do, like the checkout page needs to be branded. I need to update the logo. There's some little things. But once all that's said and done, the big thing I'm looking to do is really upgrade this vibe builder. It's still cool, right? And it works great. You can come in here and you need an opt-in page built. It asks you these questions, which most platforms don't, right? Claude Code isn't going to ask you this. Lovable is not going to ask you this, because based on if you're putting it into something like Go High Level or not, there are different constraints because of the different wrappers and the different ways that these things work. So if you do it with Go High Level, it's going to already know what constraints it needs to take into account. And you can turn
Now, what are we giving away to get the email?
voice mode on and off. You can do this with voice command. But essentially, you walk through basically a quick guided interview, and then it just codes. It gives it in HTML. It builds out the entire thing. You can upload any images you want. You can upload branding. One other thing we have on our queue is when you set up your offer, there'll be the option to put all your branding in, so it will actually already know. But then it goes and it builds it, and you can just take that code, you can put it into GHL, and you have your funnel. So excited about that, but I've got some really big plans for this, because I think this tool is going to be a major point of impact. People should not be building funnels and like Go High Level like manually anymore. You're way behind if you still are. But a lot of people don't really want to get into like the whole Claude Code thing. They get overwhelmed, even though it's super simple. And you just take the reps like anything else. Anybody can do it. But a middle ground like this is great because they can get the benefits of that Claude Code build, but basically they're following a guided structure to feed a guided prompt in. And one thing with this is like we cover the cost for everything, all the usage, the voice agent, everything. But this is one of those things, just like anywhere else, like Go High Level's Vibe Builder or anything. These builds cost more tokens. Now they're still cheap. I think it's like 10 cents per page, probably less than that per page. But you can come into the integrations and you will be able to, and here I'll show this, we have the Meta integration, which again works for me because I'm the admin, but we're still getting the final approval process from Meta, which I'm very confident we will get. I know we'll get. We just have to submit a couple screen recordings. And we have a Go High Level integration, and I'm going to be building out the functionality more of this, but right now you can select your funnels and whatnot directly from Go High Level. But this is really baked in from the 1.0 when I was trying to pull funnel data directly through GHL, which the Pixel ended up being a way better way. But you can link your Go High Level account. We're going to be linking to Stripe, so you can actually track your revenue from different offers. You're going to be able to link to Slack, and the idea there is you'll be able to basically run Cath through Slack. So if you're in a Slack channel, you can have, at Cath, add this or do this. Zapier, Google Calendar, and then here's what I was getting at with the Vibe Builder. You can connect your Anthropic or OpenAI account, so Claude or GPT, and then it will just link directly to your account. So if you were going to use Claude Code anyway, you'd be using your account, it'd be the same cost. But now you just link it to your account, and it's like a much more guided way and user-friendly, beginner-friendly way. And it also has all the context of your offer, all the branding, all that stuff. But cool stuff. Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in. I'm very excited about the launch of Cellcath. It is the tool I always have wished I had for like 10 years. So excited to be getting it in people's hands. Time to get back to work. Peace.